You are listening to episode 13 of the Japan Games Cast. On this week's show, Nintendo retires an online lounge service, Pikachu takes to the skies, and new artwork is revealed for Shin Megami Tensei 5. All this and more coming up. Welcome back, everybody, to the Japan Games Cast, the Japanese gaming news podcast recorded in Tokyo, Japan. I'm your host, Julian, aka Kanten Gamer, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's all good, man. How you doing?
I'm just doing all right. I'm finishing up with the Messenger recently.
The Messenger. How's that
The
going?
Messenger. It's pretty good. Are you familiar with it?
Is that like, it's like a 2D platformer and you're like a ninja? Or am I thinking of a completely different game?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. It's
okay.
like, it's kind of like Ninja Gaiden, but sort of modernized. It's easier than that as well.
It looks very slick from what I remember from the trailers.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it seems like a short game, but a fun one. And yeah, it's I've got a Game Pass subscription on my computer, and it's gonna be leaving Game Pass in a couple days.
Oh, so actually, yeah, okay.
So I just thought it would be a good one to check out before it leaves the service.
I see. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's good to hear. Yeah, I quite like those. Like cool, kind of like modernized old school platformers. I played I guess recently. Hollow Knight, maybe not recently, like 3 years ago, Hollow Knight, and Shovel Knight as well, the other Knight game. But did you ever play Super Meat Boy? That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, I played that one as well. I like these all these kind of side-scrolling like retro throwback, style games. How about you?
Yeah, man. I guess also some old school 2D platforming. After our epic discussion last week. Getting all hyped up from Metroid Dread, I was thinking, well, I've got until October to play all 4 Metroids again.
Oh yeah, are you gonna?
Got it. Oh, actually, it's on the screen right now. It's gone. Metroid 4. I've been playing it on this like little. I forgot what it's called. It's like the RGM or RMG 350M or something like this little kind of emulator handheld thing by Abanik. But I don't know. It's one of those like Chinese manufacturers, so like the name always changes. So it's just it's just the same thing, but yeah, it's a great little console. And I wanted to play it on the Switch. I was like, wouldn't it be perfect to play like all the old 2D side-scrolling Metroids on the Switch? Especially like on the Switch Lite because it feels a lot more like a Game Boy. But Nintendo are assholes, and they've only given us Super Metroid on the on the service.
I've heard they're all available on the Wii U. Actually,
they are, but the main critical issue there is that I don't have a Wii U anymore.
Yeah. I have one in America, and I think I have most of them on there, but I haven't purchased a new Wii U. No need really, but they're super cheap in Tokyo. Like I've seen them for less than 5,000 yen.
They are dirt cheap, aren't they? Yeah.
So yeah, they're at like the absolute bottom prices right now, I think. So
I did think about it, but then I just thought like, I already own like, my Switch, this little mini thing. I got my PC. I like PS5. I've got like so many gaming devices. I recently got the iPad right with the Apple Arcade. I don't need like another thing. But I can play like a Metroid because I'm playing the remake. So I tried playing the NES version, but it's too shit. Like I don't care like what anyone says. Like the games are classic, but like they don't age well, right? So the original Metroid, it's fine, but there's a couple of things I don't like about it. One is the square format of the screen. It's harder to see kind of what's coming up especially when you're running through the level. Yeah. And you can't duck. So like you press down and you go straight. When you press down, you go into the ball, like the morph ball.
Oh,
and when you press up, you're just standing up. So you can't get that middle between shot. And also there's no diagonal shooting. So you can just shoot like left, right, or up. So it's just a bit limited. But when they remade the first one, it came out in 2004. It's called Metroid Zero Mission. They basically like modeled it after Super Metroid, which is still a little bit dated, but it controls like I can still play Super Metroid and it feels good, right? So it's kind of like that. So yeah, I'm going to play that. Then I've got to go onto the DS to get Samus Returns. Then I've got to go onto the Switch to get Super Metroid. Then I've got to come back to the emulator thing for Metroid Fusion. And then back to the Switch for Dread whenever that comes out. Oh, it's 8th of October, isn't it?
So do you have enough time to make it through those?
They're all quite short games, I think. Last time I did like Super Metroid, which is probably the one I completed the most. It took me about 15 hours. I'm not like a speedrun master, but I've completed it quite a few times. So there's certain parts where like it just doesn't tell you like anything. So like you waste a lot of time like backtracking, trying to find stuff. But I just kind of, it's in my memory now that I'm like, oh yeah, I should drop a bomb on that wall there. And then it just reveals like a passageway. So
yeah,
that kind of stuff. But if you know everything about the game, it's kind of like Resident Evil or something like that. You know, the first time it takes you like 20 hours, but then if you play it again straight after, you can complete it in like 5 hours because you just like, you know all the ways to do everything.
Yeah, like the first time I played Ocarina of Time, it must have taken me like 100 hours or something. Trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, that's a classic example, yeah.
But now when I play through it, I know exactly where to go, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. So, I think if I aim for like one a month until October, seems like a reasonable goal to set myself.
Yeah, maybe I'll join you on that and we can both be battling it out too.
Yeah, that's it. So, before we get to the news this week, I wanted to share a really funny Twitter page that I found. Actually, not this week. I found it a couple of weeks ago, but I kept forgetting to mention it. It's called, Does This Game Have a Crab in It? And like all they do is like just post clips or like post pictures of crabs in games. And I don't know if you'd never thought about it before, right? But there are so many games with crabs and it's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah. So they'll say like, yeah, there's a crab-like creature in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. There's a crab in Unravel. There's a crab in Monster Hunter World. Like there's a crab in Metroid. There you go, topical. Danganronpa, Disney Infinity, like just so many, and they post like one like every day. Well, they post a couple every day, but it's just mental. Like I could just scroll for like hours. Like there's so many games with crabs in. It's really
wonder
funny.
where the like hive mind for this is. Like somewhere there's like a spreadsheet and like everyone on the internet is like updating. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. But actually, it does say like because like, some of the posts it'll say like submitted by this person, right? And then this one's submitted by this guy. So I guess people just DM like the guy, the main account holder, and just say like, oh, did you know there's one here? And I guess like, you know, he probably has a good memory because if he's posting them, right, you're probably like, oh yeah, I already posted that one or something. But I just think it's one of those weird phenomenon where like there are just so many crabs in games that like he'll never run out of ammunition. So yeah, just so, I mean, so many games I've never even heard of before. It's pretty funny. Like Rocket Knight Adventure, never heard of that, but there it is. Sonic Heroes, yeah, that's it. Wakfu, whatever the fuck that is. Shantae, I remember that enemy actually. Neo 2, it's just so many. So yeah, if you guys want to follow that, it's at Is There a Crab on Twitter. It's pretty funny.
Is there a crab in it? That's great, man.
Yeah, so some kind of interesting news this week. There has been a new Pokemon event announced in Tokyo. It's going to be in the Ginza Matsuya shopping department center, or shopping mall, I guess, if you're American, or shopping center if you're British, or department if you're Japanese. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a big shopping place. And they're going to be opening this cool new Pokemon Colors event here. So just translate this to English for everyone so that you can follow along. But basically, it just says like they want to celebrate the colorful world of Pokemon. And what I think it looks like is just like, it's more of like a kid's kind of, it's almost like a little fair, like fairground activities. And they're basically kind of like celebrating the 25th anniversary of Pokemon this year, as we probably mentioned I think we've mentioned in a few episodes, because they're doing lots of events this year. But more specifically, I mean, in this announcement here, it mentions Red and Green, which were the first two games launched in Japan in 1996. Yeah, so yeah, it looks pretty cool. They've got some images here of kind of some of the games and what you can do. So it looks pretty interesting.
And I think it said in the article they have some custom artwork for this event as well.
It looks like it. So if you see on the game here, I think this is a TV screen. So on this one, you have to like, it looks a bit like, do you remember that game Jungle Run on like Android phone? It was like on smartphones.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and you just swipe left and right to move.
Maybe
Temple Run, sorry, yeah, Jungle Run, fucking hell. Yeah, it's Temple Run, good shout. Yeah, it looks a bit like that, but you know, one of those like endless runners. And I guess you have like a certain amount of time to like collect certain items and stuff. But it's always hard to get from these renders because they always look a bit goofy, don't they? But I imagine these are supposed to be screens. And then in the next game, there's just some kids like slapping some pillars.
They have to maybe hide from it.
Yeah, so I think they have to like shake the pillar. So like I think the thing will like, hide in the tree, and then you have to find. So you see like there's like 5 trees here, right?
Yeah,
and then there's 5 pillars.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, this one because I read the description in Japanese and I kind of like half understood it, but it still sounded a bit weird. So yeah, I think it's some kind of like you have to rustle them out of the bushes or something.
That's cool.
Then here, this looks really fun. It's like a Magikarp, like fishing game. So, do you know his name in Japanese? Magikarp.
I don't actually.
It's one of the few I've actually memorized, but it's a Koi Kingu. So king of the koi, right? It makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Koi Kingu, and yeah, you have this like. I get it might almost be like a Wii remote because it looks like the handle of a fishing rod, but I guess it has like some accelerometer kind of a tech in there. And then you can see on the screen here, there's like the fishing rod is displayed on the screen. So, it'll just like relay in real time the angle, then you just have to flick it and then catch the Magikarp. But I'm not sure about all the balls like falling down. Maybe like if you hit the balls with the lure, you get extra points or something. But again, it's got that very like carnival kind of style like game, right?
Yeah. All these AR games are really interesting, because it's the kind of stuff you can't really do at your house. You can only experience it like at an event like this.
That's it. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought when I saw this. It's there's always lots of these like Pokemon events, but the thing that I thought was coolest about it was like they've designed these games that are like just for this event. And they might like repurpose them for something else in the future, but I've never seen these before, and I'm pretty sure they're like brand new experiences, right? So definitely aimed at children, but even if you're a fan of the series, then I'm pretty sure you'll be able to have a good time.
Yeah.
So this is the official like ticket website. So you can see the event is available from 27th of August, so July, sorry, to 11th of August. At the Matsuya Ginza store. But this is like a lottery system to buy the tickets. But it doesn't say exactly where the next events will be being held. But I would imagine, having witnessed everything with like the Olympics and all these cancelled events, they're probably just like playing it by ear and like, because like like this will basically take place during the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because that does start like in that, I forget the exact day, but it's like the 18th of July or something like that. So maybe they're just going to like see how it goes, and then if it goes well, then they'll move it around to other places. But yeah, either way, it kind of looks cool. Unique little event there for any Pokemon fans in Tokyo. So yeah, you can jump on the website there and enter the lottery, and you might win some tickets.
So yeah, I guess we'll be looking forward to that, and I'm sure once it opens, there'll be plenty of photos on social media to check out. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to our next bit of news. So Nintendo has officially announced that they're going to retire their online lounge service, and it will be ending on July 29th. That's a Thursday. And it will be replaced by the Nintendo Switch Online app. So I'm not sure if you've ever used this before, the Nintendo Online Lounge.
I actually never did because I didn't really play any of the online games that used it.
Yeah, like when I was researching about the app, it says that it was only used with Splatoon 2 for voice chat. So other than Splatoon 2, this isn't affecting any other Nintendo games. Here on the official website, we can see it listed, the ending date on July 29th. But also it has listed alternative steps to use voice chat for Splatoon 2. So by using the Nintendo Switch Online app, you can still access voice chat functionality. So I guess nothing's really being lost here by this app closing down. It just seems like maybe Nintendo was in a bit of a rush to get the voice chat out the door, and they ended up, making an app they didn't need, or
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I didn't even think that this was such big news. In the sense of like it's not important to people, right? I don't think anyone actually cares about this news story.
Oh yeah.
The reason I wanted to talk about it was it just kind of highlights, and perhaps we can discuss like what the fuck is Nintendo doing like with their online service? Yeah. It's just a mess. Like I remember initially, they always come out with some excuse and they try and justify it to like people, but it never seems logical. But they said that it was mainly for privacy concerns for like children, right? And I can understand that. I'm all for keeping kids safe online. But why can't that be just built into the game? Like, why does it require a separate app? So I don't know if you remember this, Ryan, or anyone listening at home, but this convoluted mess that I'm showing on the screen at the moment is what Nintendo proposed as a solution to gaming online when you're trying to chat to somebody on, Splatoon 2. So, we've got the headset over here, which was like a special Splatoon headset, which I would never buy, but like it looked kind of cool. It kind of matched the style of the game.
And this has a microphone here.
Yeah, right. So this is a mic, right? So, but basically like Splatoon, the game, it relies too much on teamwork. It's like impossible not to have voice chat, because you need to like coordinate attacks and stuff. So basically, yeah, this is like, it says like mix here. So the mix headphones goes into here. And then you've got this weird, like, what is this shape? Like, who designed this shape of this box?
It's a squid, right?
That's what I thought, but it just looks so horrible. Just have a box. It's fine. No one cares. But anyway, yeah, so you plug the headphones into there. Then it splits the mic and the game audio signals. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Sorry, they kind of go into there and go into the headphone. But the mic signal is shared then with the phone, and the audio is coming from the Switch here. And it's just like, what is that? Like,
wait, so why is the phone needed? Like, that's sending the audio from the people you're talking with?
That's it, yeah. So it's basically like, it's doing like a FaceTime call to the other person over Wi-Fi. And then the audio comes out of the phone, goes into the box, and it gets mixed into the game audio, which is then sent into your headphones.
Ah, I see.
But when you talk on the microphone, the signal goes down to the box and then gets sent to the phone.
Yeah, they have to get this built into the Switch. I mean, there must be a reason why they're intent on like not allowing the Switch to do it.
I just have no idea, because the thing that doesn't make the most sense is that there is no hardware limitation that stops you from doing this. So why waste money developing this box when like software on the Switch would enable you to do the same thing?
I wanted to say, I think some games on the Switch do have voice chat though. Like I remember a few years ago, I tried Fortnite on there to play with my little brother, and like I think we were able to do like a cross-play like with voice chat through the Switch.
No, you are. Yeah, that's kind of the next point, is like it's been done already on the console. So I mean, it's just ridiculous in so many ways. But yeah, I believe Fortnite was the first game, and I remember when that came out with the update, and everyone was kicking off, being like fucking Nintendo, like you said, like I needed to buy this like stupid like box, like plug it into my phone, and then like Epic are like, no, just like plug it into the console. Like why be so stupid?
So hopefully they'll add normal voice chat, and they probably need to put in place some kind of like parental locks or something, or like a way to keep kids from communicating on theirs. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I think there's still some people using that app, but probably not so many. And Nintendo is replacing it with the Switch Online app that offers the same functionality. So at least they're not just like leaving people stranded with no way to use voice chat.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that they're taking care of it. But I think we all hope they just add it to the console like it should have been in the first place.
Yeah, it should have been in the first place. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you may well know, this is a Japanese gaming podcast, but we basically spend most of our time talking about Nintendo. So, it only seems fitting that we have some more Nintendo news next.
Yeah.
So this is pretty fun, though. This is not negative. This is really cool. And it's something I wanted to mention last week, but it's just been like a continuous stream of like announcements. And it's not super huge news. So I thought, save last week we had a lot of big announcements. So we'll kind of fit it in this week. But basically, the biggest of this bunch of announcements is a new collaboration event between the department store Parco and Super Mario and the Nintendo store in Shibuya in Tokyo. So oddly enough, when this store opened in 2019, it was the first ever official Nintendo store in Japan, which kind of seems mad to me, right? So Parco Shibuya is where the current Nintendo Tokyo store is. But there's Parcos in like Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka, just you name it, like big city in Japan, they've got a Parco. But that's just kind of like the side story. But here, they've got loads of kind of like new collaboration items. So if you've been to the Nintendo store, you haven't been yet, right, Ryan?
I haven't been actually. Yeah, I've been planning to go for a long time. But
yeah, you definitely should because it's awesome. But especially like over the last year since they opened, they've got loads of like cool exclusive Nintendo stuff in there, like as you'd expect, but like it's only available there. So yeah, according to this website, we've got a collaboration item fair. It's going to be starting on the 1st of July. And basically there's going to be like some cool exclusive like Nintendo goods, like more like Nintendo style stuff. But like I saw like a lot of the stores are going to be making like Nintendo style stuff as well. So like all the different clothes shops will be making like Nintendo stuff in their style. So it's like a huge collaboration. So like these like Ojaga Design, Nubian, Disc Union, Delphonics, whatever. So these are all different stores and they've all been given permission to make their own kind of spin on Nintendo merch. So this looks pretty cool. Little case you got here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Would you spend 7,000-8,000 yen on a phone case?
Definitely not. I'd be more likely to just like draw something on my own,
Yeah, that's it. Buy a clear one and just paint it on. So there's loads of stuff here. So I'm not going to spend too much time going through all these items. If you want to check them out, just Google Parco Nintendo Tokyo collaboration and you can find it online. But then leading up to this announcement on Twitter, like almost like every day, I've been seeing like new stuff getting announced by Nintendo Store Tokyo. So one of the coolest things is in the actual store, they have these 4 like awesome, like massive statues. There's got Mario, Link, Isabelle, and the little Nook, the twins from Animal Crossing, and the Inkling, the girl Inkling from Splatoon. So they've made like a mini figure collection. So they're all retailing at 7,150 yen. And you get Mario, Link, obviously, Animal Crossing, and Splatoon. Or you can buy this, like the whole box set, which is it's almost like $300. So it's a bit pricey.
Wow, that is pretty expensive.
But it's pretty cool, right? I've never seen such a elaborate kind of collaboration item before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like Nintendo's just going all out on their merch recently. Just tons of new stuff.
I mean, I imagine it's probably a big money maker for them. Here we've got some. Oh, look! It looks like these are some replies. Someone's actually already bought one. Oh, that thing's huge. So look, that's like a Link amiibo, Twilight Princess amiibo, and that thing's got to be like.
So the amiibo is like the size of your hand, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it fit in your palm. Actually, I didn't even realize there's a tape measure here for reference.
Yeah.
It's 23 centimeters tall, the box. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's quite detailed. Oh, this guy went hard. He bought all of them, didn't he? I reckon. Scroll down a little bit here. Link and Splatoon sold out. Animal Crossing very low stock. So yeah, it looks like they're already sold out as well. But very cool merch. And there's just more stuff. So over here we've got a little trailer for some new Nintendo homewares, which looks awesome. So they do all these like cool like summer like kind of homeware things, right? So you got like a cool bag here, but it's like a question mark block bag. And if you go to the Nintendo store, they have like bunting and stuff and like paper plates and straws and all these kind of things you could use for like kids' parties. Here's a cool like little like fishing stool.
Oh, nice. It's almost like a little outdoors set, right?
Yeah. So
I'd be more inclined to buy some of these like outdoorsy type things, you know, like if you go on a camping trip or something.
Yeah. So you got this kiddie tatami cushion, like folding chair. This is I don't know, is it like a phone holder? Neck pouch. Because you can put anything in there, can't you? But it's just like so wholesome, right?
Yeah. I might get this water bottle to just keep on my bag. Like, just take it with
me. That's pretty dope. We got a folding fan here, cool towel. I like that actually with the beanpole.
Yeah, these are nice.
Oh, towel holder. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Oh, actually, I was thinking of getting some of these for the show, like have them behind me.
Oh man, that would be good. Yeah, actually, I was thinking like, I got my shelf over here, but I want to get another shelf behind me. And I was thinking yesterday, what can I put on it? But these would be cool. Yeah, these are very nice.
Yeah, with the lights inside.
Yeah. I might get some of those for my next camping trip. I think the stars look really good, right? Because they have that outdoorsy vibe as well. Maybe not the Shy Guy's a little bit creepy, but
yeah. I like the Shy Guy.
So there was that, and then there's one more thing which I thought was really, really cool. This I think is going to be exclusive to the pop-up shops. They might sell it at the main shop as well, but I think this is definitely connected to the pop-up shops. But basically it's like this first off, let's just appreciate how cool this like gachapon machine is. They never look this cool. It looks like a post box or something. It's like really like kind of futuristic. I've never seen such a cool looking kind of gachapon machine like that before. But what's inside actually are these like little mini controllers, which are really sweet. So there's 6 in total, and it's like basically like the Famicom controllers like divided up into like thirds. So you got like one with the D-pad, the select button, and then like the A and B button for the Famicom like Japanese design, and then you've got the Western version over here, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool. So those don't do anything though, right? They're just little keychains, right?
Just little keychains, yeah. So I mean, they are a bit expensive, like 500 yen. Especially when you consider that it's random, because if you could buy the one you wanted for 500, I'd say that's like fair enough. But yeah, you might end up pumping a lot of money into that. Yeah. But it also says that there's actually like a 7th like secret item. So there's obviously 6 here, and it says there's 7 in total, but there's a secret one. So I couldn't see in the comments. No one seems to have got hold of one of these like secret items yet. So I don't actually know what it is, but I feel like I might maybe have a little punt on one of these and try and pick up some, see if I can get that secret item and see what I can find.
yeah, man. Don't spend too much money on there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man.
So in our next bit of news, as some of you guys might know, this week a new controller for the Densha De Go Switch game was announced. And as you might know, Densha De Go is a kind of a train simulator style game in Japan where you drive like the JR lines around and stop at like famous stations and things. So let's see. So as you can see here, it's like the accelerator for the train, right? And this will be releasing on the 8th of August, and it is officially licensed by Nintendo. So it's it's quite expensive. It's going to be 14,850 yen. So that's pretty expensive. That's like $130 or $140.
Yeah.
And so I was looking into why it was so expensive, and this thing is actually like spring loaded and automated, and it makes sounds, and apparently it allows you to play the game without looking at the controller. Like you can just feel exactly like what gear you're in, and like
that's cool. Yeah, you get feedback from the rails.
Yeah, and when you like let go of like the accelerator, it will automatically like jump back to the neutral position and stuff like that.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool actually. Yeah.
So it's for those serious players of the game.
It should be out already, right? Oh no, sorry, the pre-order started from 3 days ago on the 25th, and it comes out on the 5th of August.
Oh, 5th of August, is that right?
Yeah, the date here, yeah. So so that's when it goes on sale.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But sorry, yeah, the pre-order started from last Friday, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, 15,000 yen. That's a big old chunk of change.
That's very expensive. Although I do love Densha De Go, so
yeah. So this is because the Japanese advert for the game.
Yeah, it's kind of quirky and funny, but even though it's a train sim, like this game kind of feels arcadey. You know, it has that sort of fun quality to it. And this is actually the first controller for Densha De Go that they've released in 14 years.
I heard that. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So yeah, so it's been a long time since they made a controller like that. Although they do offer like a plug and play, like a plug and play controller that has the game built in, so you don't need a console. You can just go straight from the controller. And
that's what I was wondering, because like it was so long before since there was a new one. Is it that because that old one just works with loads of different things, you can just kind of?
I'm not sure. I think the old one was for like previous console generations.
Okay.
Yeah, the standalone one apparently has graphics like on par with like a PlayStation 2, so it's actually pretty good looking when you consider it's just a plug-in device.
I guess that is. I mean, PS2 doesn't look amazing by today's standards.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
when it's built into the controller, I guess that's still pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like actually an arcade version of this game that was released in 2017, and then just this year it came out on the Switch. I think maybe around March or something. I think we talked about it. And it's also on PS4. However, this controller is only for the Nintendo Switch, so there's no PS4 version of it. Which is funny because the game actually looks really good on PS4, but on Switch it's like very pixely and like doesn't run as well.
I remember looking at the trailer. We looked at it a few weeks ago as like a new release. I mean, it looked okay. I think maybe in portable mode it will be a lot more bearable. But if you play that on a big TV, it's one of those games where it's set in real life, right? You just are like driving the Yamanote Sen like around Tokyo.
Yeah.
So
like
ideally you'd want it to look as good as possible.
Yeah. And I think the PlayStation version even has a VR, like a PSVR compatibility, where you can like look around and like actually see the inside of the train and stuff.
Oh, really? So, that sounds dope.
So I think it would have been smarter to make this expensive controller for the PS4 and not for the Switch, because like those are the players that spent them, that
maybe
bought the higher quality version of the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. I think especially a game like that, you want to kind of offer the most realistic experience. But maybe this will work with PS4. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe they can update the game, because like it's just going to be like a USB input, right? So I think maybe because of the branding with Switch, and maybe the buttons are obviously named after Switch, but I've heard like many peripherals many peripherals in the past, for different consoles have worked with other consoles just through USB, but maybe like the buttons are confusing because they're labeled differently or whatever. But Yeah, it definitely is an odd choice, right? I was just actually admiring this picture here. This is like the inside of the machine, which looks pretty dope. And you can see like all the kind of detail of the cogs here. There's some like, I guess these are like counterweights to like give it a bit of a like resistance when you kick the gears up and down.
Yeah.
And here it's got a picture of the dial. There's like, I don't know if there's gears or like levels of speed or whatever. I've never driven a train, so I'm not too sure.
I think it's the acceleration. So like if you pull down, it accelerates. So it's like how much throttle.
Oh, power, and then brake. I see.
Yeah, and then the brake like actually latches. So like the power, you just give it a little bit at a time, like kind of like a car, stepping on the gas, and then it shoots back to zero. To neutral.
Okay.
But with the brake, it actually locks into place.
Oh, so the button on the side is just like the unlock the latch?
Yeah,
like a gear stick on a car.
Exactly. So when you press the button, it allows you to move it, and when you let go, it will like lock into place.
Cool.
But yeah,
I might buy it.
I want it. If it was cheaper, I might be able to go for it, but it's a bit expensive.
Yeah.
But I've actually been thinking of like buying this game for a while now because like I'm such a big fan of the series. That
looks cool, man. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to our next. This is a very short story we've got coming up next. And it's actually back to Pokemon. But it was just super cute and I wanted to share it with everybody. There's a new Pokemon plane that's been announced in a collaboration between the Pokemon Company and the airline carrier Skymark. And yeah, it's this new like awesome tropical Pikachu jet. So got a picture of Captain Pikachu here, and I want to zoom in on the plane, but I'm not sure if I can. Here we go. So you can see he's like floating with balloons. Right? So I guess that's him kind of like flying through the sky. And this will be on a route between Tokyo Haneda Airport and Naha in Okinawa. So at the moment, that's the only route you'll be able to kind of experience this flight on.
It's ridiculous art on this plane.
It's crazy, right? But these like character-based planes are big business, I mean, I'm sure you've seen some in the past. There was like an R2-D2 plane that was pretty badass. Be like Hello Kitty planes and all kinds of stuff. But it's kind of stupid, right? And it's not necessary, but it's always just a bit of fun. And again, I think it's always more fun for kids, right? So if you're going on a holiday, Okinawa is a very popular vacation destination in Japan. So it makes sense that they would do it there. And you can see here like the services, they've got like all Pokemon at the checkout desks. They've got like coloring in book or something on the plane. Pikachu cups and Pikachu Kit Kats.
Wow, they really went like all out with this.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they've got the head, kind of the napkins on the headrests here. And I think the coolest thing actually is this. It's like a coin you get. I don't know if you have to pay for it or it's like given to you as like a commemorative like token. But I think you might get it as like a present for being on the flight, and that's cool, right? That's like super rare, like Pikachu, Captain Pikachu, like gold coin. And even like the air hostesses look really cute in their little aprons.
Yeah. This is so cool. Like I wasn't expecting like them to like completely like deck out the plane with Pokemon gear. So that's pretty wild.
Usually it's just the exterior, but for this one they went a little bit hard on it. And they've been doing lots of stuff like this. So this is just continued like Pokemon travel like campaign. We've talked about the Pokemon lids before, like Pokefuta, and there's already a couple down in Okinawa. So it just says here like the Pokemon lids are kind of like have been like announced or have like opened. I don't know, how do you open a Poke lid? Unveiled, unveiled maybe. Unveiled. They've been unveiled in Okinawa, and there's some really cool designs here. And then if you go back, there's the Yuireru. This is the monorail they have in Naha City, which is really cool. It's like kind of above the road and it kind of goes around the city. But that's also Pokemon. Wow.
How how much money does the Pokemon company have?
Just all, they have all of it. They have all the money.
Billions, billions.
Yeah. And yeah, I believe this is the shuttle bus from the airport, from Naha Airport, and around like the city, right? So this is like Morito Pokemon Tachi, like forest and Pokemon, sea and Pokemon, mountains and Pokemon, flowers and Pokemon. Yeah, and then we've got like the sea and the evening sky, Pikachu something. I'm not really sure what they're trying to mean by that, but there's just so many like different kind of buses and stuff. So even if you're just like going to Naha for a vacation and you like Pokemon, then you're probably going to be in for a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. Yeah, that's great. I mean, we see a lot of Pokemon in the news. Like, I'm always surprised with like how much work the Pokemon company does,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's always just big money. So, all right, Ryan, I'll let you wrap us up for our final news story of the week.
All right. So in our final bit of news this week, some new artwork from Shin Megami Tensei 5 has been shown off by Famitsu, which is a large gaming magazine from Japan. And if you pull up the article here, we can take a look at some of this art. I believe some of this is taken from the art book, which will be released as part of like a premium package with the game. So the game is coming out, I think, is it October, November?
Don't know.
Yeah, November 12th. So so Shin Megami Tensei 5 will be released November 12th as a Switch exclusive. And there will be a premium version with a 2-disc soundtrack and an art book and a custom bag for $120. And yeah, we can see some of the art here in the book, which is really cool. And I believe this issue of Famitsu has kind of a special on the game with like a deeper look, and there's even some custom artwork just for the Famitsu magazine article. So really cool stuff. We can see here there's like some punch out coins and things like that.
Yeah, this looks cool.
So I'm getting really excited for this game. It's also some other news about Shin Megami Tensei 5. For those who pre-order, there will be a special steelbook case version of the game.
Yeah, so this is the image found here on Amazon. This looks pretty badass. I don't know the characters at all, but it's cool artwork at least.
Yeah, you can see the different demons there,
It looks cool. Like this is a shot of the main character here in I think that's Shinagawa Station during the morning rush hour. So you got to have some classic Tokyo scenes before it all goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Tokyo Tower in the background there.
Yeah, and like having lived in Tokyo, like this game is much more interesting to me now because like I want to actually see the spots,
Yeah, I think that's it,
Which is funny because like I can actually go see the real stuff, but like for some reason I still get more of a kick out of like seeing it in these games.
Do you know why that is, Ryan?
Why is that?
Because you're a fucking nerd.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's the symptom, man. Those are the side effects of being uncontrollable otaku.
Oh man,
you get excited by things that are not real, but could be, but are real in real life, right? You would rather appreciate the fake versions.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm on that level now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand completely. I mean, that's like originally that's the only reason I wanted to play Persona 5 was like, well, you can run around Shibuya Scramble. And it's like, I've already done that a million times in real life, but I wanted to do it in a video game.
There's something pleasant about seeing like the drawn version of it, like it's like presented in a nice, like friendly, accessible way. Like,
exactly.
When you actually go to like Shibuya Crossing, it's like crowded as hell and like it's a pain in the ass, and it's like like
there's no side quests. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no side quests. I mean, it's fun. It's fun, but like after you go there a few times, I think you kind of get the vibe there, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the same goes for like Densha De Go, right? It's like it's a very realistic representation, but like you just unless you actually get the job as a train driver, which requires like years of like training, then you can't do that, right? So it's cool. And it's nice to be able to experience some places, like, you know, from the point of view of like the train, right? It's a good way to see the city because like the tracks kind of go like everywhere, and I imagine that's what will be like in Shin Megami Tensei. Is like there'll be certain areas that maybe you couldn't get into in like the real world because it's like private property, or I don't know, there's a building there or something, but you can kind of just go in the game. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And for those of you who are interested in the game, the Japanese trailer and the English trailer actually show some different footage from the game. So if you're really into it, you can check out the Japanese trailer and see some alternate scenes. And there's also a Nintendo Treehouse gameplay footage, which I think we showed last week. So I recommend that as well if you want to get an idea of like what the game's like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, cool. Yeah. So I mean, speaking of gameplay, last week we had so much stuff to talk about and to show you guys that we actually had to cut a few new releases. So we were playing catch up this week. So our first new release of this week is actually came out last Friday. It is, of course, Mario Golf Super Rush on Nintendo Switch.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Mario
sports games are generally pretty well received.
Yeah, generally, yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing to say about sports games, but I always find that they have like some of the best graphics on the system. I don't know why. That is the case. Maybe it's just because of the simplified nature of them, especially something like golf, right? There's not a lot of like stuff moving around, but this looks pretty good. Maybe not the best looking game, but
I like the the speed golf aspects. You know, like so there's like some kind of alternate gameplay there.
Yeah.
It looks like you're running across the golf courses and like collecting coins.
I thought when they showed that off, I thought that was the most interesting aspect of the game. Because, I mean, golf is always golf, and the main core gameplay is always the same, right? Even the way that you hit the ball. I doubt they've probably changed it that much. But, yeah, that super kind of rush mode, apparently you have like up to 4 players. You all tee off at the same time. And then you just like, you hit the ball and you have to run to where it landed and then just like try and hit it again and stuff. So I think, yeah, that could be pretty hectic if you got people on the couch, you know, having a few beers, you know, like giving each other the elbow, just like mess each other up.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty fun way to experience it. But yeah, this looks more fun than real golf. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. So yeah, I guess you're not a big golf fan, right?
I'm not. No, I don't really like it. But this looks pretty cool. I mean, golfing with Mario seems fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, it always has been. Like, I mean, it's something I don't like golf. I've never played it like real life golf, but like, I used to play it on the 64. Then I had the one on the GameCube. I think those were the only 2 golf games, but I've played like Mario Tennis as well. There was Mario Strikers, you know. So there's been loads of like cool Mario sports games. But golf, I feel like golf was maybe one of my favorites because I always like the challenges. So like you might have seen some of the clips in this video so far, but you know, there's things like you have to like get the ball to land on the target. This is like the super rush mode here we can see, or just the regular tournaments. Just like it's just fun to like win the tournament, you know. But another thing they've added into this game is like an adventure mode or like a story mode. So you play as your Mii character, and then you kind of like win tournaments. You level up. I assume you get like new equipment and stuff, and like build up your stats and things like that. But that was one of my favorite parts of, I don't know if you've ever played it, but Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color, which was I think it was the first Mario Tennis game, but that had a career mode, and it was like so addictive. Yeah, it was so good.
And I think there's a game called Golf Story. It's like a RPG style.
Yes. I've got that as well. That's very good. It's quite different. It literally is like more of a story, like with a storyline. And then you just play golf in between the parts of the story. But a very, very unique game. So I'd say if you enjoy Golf Story, you'll probably enjoy Mario Golf.
Yeah. So this is cool. So this is out now. I'm assuming it's a full price Nintendo game, right?
Absolutely, and it'll stay full price till the end of eternity. But yeah, that's Mario Golf. What do we have up next?
Next up is Scarlet Nexus, and this is just our first impressions of these. So
yeah, okay,
let's check it out.
Okay, so just currently watching the IGN trailer because I couldn't find a decent length trailer for this game. So this is going to be some more in-depth gameplay, but looks kind of interesting at the moment. Looks like I don't know, like a dungeon crawler kind of. Well, actually, it started, the camera was up much higher and it looked like kind of like Diablo style, like dungeon crawler. But now, like the camera's come down, it looks a bit more like a Bayonetta or like Astral Chain kind of.
Yeah, there's definitely some hacking and slashing going on.
Yeah, so it appears that this game is going to be coming out on pretty much all platforms minus the Switch. So Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. But that's kind of weird because it's a Bandai Namco game. So one of the major Japanese publishers, and they're usually quite keen to get their games onto the Switch. But looking at this scene now, actually, this kind of this big expansive world, and this actually looks very similar to Astral Chain, doesn't it?
Yeah, this overworld bit looks quite like Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Except instead of like the nighttime neon vibe, it has more of a daytime Hong Kong sort of vibe to it.
This actually looks pretty cool. I didn't really know anything about this game before watching the trailer, but now I'm quite impressed. So the characters are just like super anime style, but on the better consoles rendered really nicely. So like the lines, the outlines of the characters and stuff is really nice. Lighting is nice. The environments are pretty cool. Like
this kind of like, I guess you could call it cell shaded sort of art style. They always look so good when you put them in high resolutions because the lines are so clean.
Yeah, it's super neat, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, I'm impressed by these trailers. Every week, I have low expectations, and then we watch the trailers, and they look incredible. So let's see what's up next.
Next up, we've got Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny. So this is I don't know if it's a sequel or just like the next in the series, but Disgaea 5 was like a Switch launch title, I remember.
Yeah, this is Disgaea 6, right? Disgaea is famous for being really hard, right?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think so. I think Disgaea is like a RPG series that has like pretty brutal difficulty as it scales.
Okay.
I think so. I've never played one though, but apparently they're pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like they released like the deluxe version, like Disgaea 5 Deluxe on Switch when it first started, and this character looks very similar to the character in the main game in 5, sorry, but it's got that kind of like isometric viewpoint, or that at least number 5 did. Yeah, just looking at a gameplay trailer here, and this looks more similar to what I remember seeing of Disgaea 5.
Sort of a tactical RPG. I'm not a huge fan of the art style, but
yeah, it's a bit too chibi for me, I think.
It kind of has that sort of childish look to it.
Yeah. I think I kind of prefer more like regular proportions for bodies and stuff. And also like I don't like the background. It's just blue. It's a bit like feels a bit like cheap,
Yeah.
a bit lazy.
Let's see what's going on in some of these other scenes here.
So skill shop, kind of you can trade up different skills. There's obviously going to be a lot of like talking, text-based talking, which is fine, but always again it's hard to feel more immersed in that kind of thing.
This looks like a pretty deep game. I'm seeing some pretty a lot of numbers and stats and things. I mean, for those who want to dive really deep into an RPG, this could be a good one for you.
I think so.
I'll be passing on, on this one.
I think a good gauge would be like, if you enjoyed any of the first 5 games, then you'll probably like or want to play the second one, right? Or the 6th one, should I say? You'll probably enjoy that. But yeah, I mean, overall, not super impressed, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
yeah.
I wasn't impressed by how 5 looked, so I don't think I'll be picking up 6.
So in our last new release for today, we're looking at Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. And Doki Doki Literature Club has been out for a little while now. This actually isn't a Japanese game, but it's in like a style, sort of the style of one of these like dating sim type of games. And I believe it starts out like kind of one of these stereotypical anime style games, and then it just turns into like a psychological like horror thriller type of thing and just like shocks you. And I was reading online that the creator of this game like had very mixed feelings about anime. And so he made this game like as kind of a way to explore like an alternative side of it,
Interesting, yeah.
But this is the plus version, so I think it involves additional content, some side stories, and different things you can collect, stuff like that.
Yes, looks very stereotypical so far, right? School life, a bunch of girls, they've all got pink hair, they've all got possibly large breasts for 15-year-old girls, just the usual weird kind of stuff you find in these kind of games.
Yeah.
Skipping through here.
I guess it's not, maybe they're trying to advertise it as if it's like something normal. I mean, like as if it's a normal type of game. But I
don't know actually. Yeah, it's good.
But you can see the M rating there, right?
So you must get a bit wild.
I mean, I've never played it, but from what I know about the game, like as you get to know these girls in the game, like you start their darker sides get revealed sort of through your interactions with them, and their relationships like turning sour and just like weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of hilarious because it's all pink and like butterflies and like happy after school parties.
Definitely piqued my interest. Yeah, it sounds fun. I like this special edition here. You can pre-order, but there's like a literature club members card. It comes like a little laminated, like kind of Pasmo card. I hope it actually comes with that like pink floppy disk. So it's a soundtrack download, so maybe it doesn't actually come with the disc. But I would, if it came on a floppy disk, that'd be amazing.
That would be a pretty funny way to like have the have the soundtrack saved on a floppy disk.
I think floppy disks were like 3 megabytes or something like that. They're like such small amount of data. Yeah, you'd have to like, oh man, I don't even want to think about like the audio compression involved to get it on there.
Oh man, that's got to be right.
But yeah, no, that actually looks decent, and I'm just kind of curious, like what's gonna happen in the future, like when it comes out and people are gonna start streaming it online, and we kind of expose the later half of the game when it all gets a bit weird.
This full version is releasing on all consoles, right? Or Switch, PS5, and PS4. It looks like.
Yeah. So Switch and PlayStation, yeah. So but it does actually look like there's a PS5 package version. But judging by like the 2D graphics, I don't think it'll look any different than on the PS4, and probably not even any different to the Switch. Maybe it'll just output a 4K. That's probably the only difference. But cool. Overall, it looks pretty cool. Okay, so that wraps up all our new releases for this week. So let's jump into the final part of the show and let's learn some Japanese.
Cool. So my word for the week is boken, and it means adventure. So,
cool.
So you see this a lot, boken, right? And there's also bokensha and bokenka, which means adventurer. So my example for this week is 冒険をしなければ何も始まらない. So that means if you don't go on adventures, if you don't take risks, nothing will start or nothing begins. So basically, you got to make risks in order to see changes or success, right?
That's cool. Yeah. I like the sentiment of that sentence. And this is another one where, like, if you just looked at it very literally, like, if you don't go on an adventure, or if you don't do an adventure, nothing will begin. It sounds a bit goofy in English, right? So you have to you have to massage it a little bit. But that's why I always enjoy, like, the contextual kind of nature of Japanese. You have to, like, just kind of extract some of the meaning from it.
I saw a bunch of variations on this phrase in our example sentences. So, like, there's 冒険をしなければ何も得られない, which is like nothing will be gained if you don't go on adventures, take risks, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's different ways to say it, and there's a few different grammars. Like しなければis like a negative with conditional. So like you could say しないと冒険をしないと何も始まらない. You could say しなかったら. So like that しなければ has a bunch of like alternate grammars that you can use just as easily. So anyway, yeah, that's my word for the week. It's kind of a simple one, Bokem.
Yeah, I think a useful one for gaming, definitely. Like, how many adventure games have you played where you are the Bokensha, and you're going off on an adventure?
Yeah, and actually, there's a new Dragon Quest. It's Dai no Daiboken. So Dai is the name of the character, and Dai is the kanji for big. So Daiboken is like big adventure.
Oh, Dai's Big Adventure.
Yeah, so the real name is Dai's Big Adventure. So I think there's a game coming out called Dai no Daiboken, and it's coming out
cool.
in the next year or so. So
oh, I didn't hear about that one, but you are our resident Dragon Quest enthusiast, so I'll take your word for it.
we kind of choose which series like you're gonna follow and the ones I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. But I think it's quite evenly split, isn't it? So it's quite good.
Yeah.
We do like some of the same stuff, but I think we're more like deeply into different series. So it helps us cover like a wider base, which is good, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have some words for this week?
Yeah. So I got a couple, but they're, can you guess what game they're related to?
Let's see. Just a second. So this says Ta no Wakusei. Oh, it's Metroid, right?
It's Metroid, yeah. So
what's that? Hoka?
My first word is Wakusei, which is a planet, basically. So the most famous planet in the series, right? It's planet SR388. But in Japanese, it's called Wakusei SR388. So it's used in the same way that you use planet in English. It's really easy to use. I would just also like any word that has waku in. I think it's just like a funny sounding like noise. I mean, I'm sure Japanese people don't, but just for me personally, I just like it. Waku. And also, waku waku is like exciting, right? It's tingling with excitement. So like, I just like the sound of that word. And the other word I had was seibutsu, which is like living thing, organism. Because it's used, to describe Metroids, right? The sentence that is mentioned in is quite complex. So I didn't want to share that one particularly because it's got a lot of weird words in it that I thought might be tricky to understand. But seibutsu in general refers to like a living being or something like that. And then in searching for that, I found another word which I've never heard before actually. It's seimeitai, which is this word here, seimeitai. This means like life form. So organism, life form had the same meaning, but when you say life form in English, it's almost like you're thinking of something that's not like a real or like unidentified, right? It makes maybe it's just because there's so many sci-fi movies, but when I hear the word life form, I instantly think of an alien. I don't think of something that lives on this planet, right? So I guess I chose that word as maybe a more appropriate word for this sentence. Actually, this is wrong. Ta. So it should be hoku no wakase ni chiteki seimeitai wa iru ka. So it's basically saying like, is there intelligent life forms on other planets? Like a question, you know?
Yeah, I noticed that earlier when I was reading it. Like, wait a minute, that's not ta.
It's a trap, man. Yeah. So ta is the onyomi reading of the kanji when you have it with other kanji, right? But on its own, it should be hoku no wakase. So another planet, ni, which is just the directional, like saying on that planet, and then chiteki, which is like intelligent. So chi is like means intelligence. So chiteki is intelligent, and then life form wa iruka. So like are they existing on another planet? So that's quite a nice basic sentence, you know, because it's just like subject and then like the question portion with like a noun. So it's pretty straightforward, right? But yeah, the sentences in Metroid are actually a little bit more complicated. So I thought I would just kind of simplify it a little bit.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Yeah. But again, you know, lots of games where you're going to space, going to planets, you know. So wakase is definitely a good word to know. Maybe seimeitai is not as necessary, but you know, kind of want to just pair them together as you know, the Metroid nerd that I am.
Nice, man. Cool. Some very useful words this week.
That's it, yeah. So my shoulders are getting stiff now. So that's the sign. It's either the sign I'm getting old or it's the sign that it's the end of the show.
Yeah, maybe both.
It's definitely both. So yeah, thanks for joining me again, as always, Ryan. That's episode 13 in the bag. Unlucky number 13. Thankfully, nothing went wrong. One of the few episodes where nothing went wrong.
Yeah, well, not yet anyway.
So now it's our lucky number 13. And yes, I'd like to thank all you lovely people at home for listening. If you enjoy the show, then please give us a rating, or if you have some more time, leave us a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on. Or if you're on YouTube, then please leave us a comment down below. Thanks for watching / listening, and we'll see you again next week.